welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. When was the last time you had an experience that almost broke you? The last straw. And that's what we're discussing today on Monday Morning Mindfulness with my guest, Courtney Rose from safefamilies.org. So you be sure and stay close. You'll be glad you did. And remember, share this link with somebody now. Thank you.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
And rising, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, and we're talking about Straw, the new movie by Tyler Perry. If you have not seen it, spoiler alert, you're going to learn some things today that you might not want to know, but you're going to know them anyway, because you haven't seen the movie. But you can go to Netflix right now and check it out, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I cried so much. It's like, why you want to see it again, Zelda, so you can cry again? Because it was just that touching. As I'm listening to my sister of the microphone last night on Viata Soul Purpose Healing, she said she didn't agree with that, and that it was so touching. She didn't want to see it again and cry. And I said, well, I don't want to cry again, but I'm going to see it again anyway. And I just couldn't. I saw bits and pieces of it because it's so heart-wrenching. If you have any part of humanity still left in your soul, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I digress. It's just, it enveloped me. It'll do the same to you. Anyway, happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If you're celebrating a birthday, we're celebrating it with you. Well, a cold throat tea this morning. Today's show is sponsored by iTex. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, or you have products or services to sell, this is the place to be. Go to itex.com and put in your website, your name, and all that good stuff, and they will give you $100 to go shopping right away. Can you believe that? Right away. But you got to mention the promo code. What's the promo code? Zelda, Zelda. Thank you, Richard Piggy. Always giving thanks to those who came before me to make my way possible. And Yvonne Daniels, and Jackie Hasselrig, and a whole lot more. Anyway, I can't remember. But anyway, go to chicago.itex.com. And happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. We are still celebrating Men's History Month, Men's Month. And I want to share with you a fascinating young man who will be here with us next week. Next Monday. Khalid Scott, Mental Health Coalition. Khalid Scott, he is celebrating his birthday today, and we are not his birthday. Father of the Year. That we had a good time. Tony got so excited. We hadn't been out in so long. No, we don't know where. We just don't. Been there, done that. And we were dancing. We must have danced like 2 or 3 records. He was sweating bricks and I was sweating. I was like, oh, I got to sit down, child. I ain't moved this much in a long time. But anyway, it was a good time. We had a wonderful time. So thank you, Jeff, and your lovely wife, Linda, for allowing us the opportunity to do what it is that we needed to do, and that's move. My seniors, y'all need to move. I need you moving. I need you moving. I need you moving. And as I need you moving, before you move, I would really like to share this with you because it was a wonderful weekend, and it was even a better weekend when you showed up. And I'm going to share that with you in just a second. But in the meantime, in between time, let me give you the word of the day. And that comes from Mike House. And it says, I hold the consciousness for you, June 9th. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe that prayer changes things. I believe that prayer changes me. I believe that prayer creates divine opportunities for myself and others. Therefore, I hold the consciousness for your breakthrough. I hold the consciousness for your divine healing. That all healing begins in the mind of the practitioner, not at the doctor's office, but in the mind of the practitioner. If Louise Hayes did it, you can too. I'm sorry, I digress, but Spirit gave it to me. I had to give it to you. I hold the truth in my mind for you and lift your circumstances up in consciousness to touch the anointing of God for healing. I see your cells, organs, and limbs vibrating with your life of God. I see your body strong and capable. God is in the life in your body, and all is well. I hold the consciousness for your prosperity. I see you divinely provided for out of God's abundance. All that is needed for you to have financial peace and freedom is drawn to you with ease, effortlessly. I hold the consciousness of peace and divine order for you, and I behold God's grace relaxing your mind and body. I see all your stress removed, all of it. You are at peace because God is the peace in your soul. I pray for others, and I feel good. Affirm loudly, I see you whole. I see you free. I see you just as God created you to be. I stand with you in consciousness, and I pray that everything that concerns you is in divine order. And this is my prayer, that your love may overflow and more with knowledge and full insight. And that comes from Philippians 1:9. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness inspiration taken from Mike House. And now it is time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. But before we do that, we always give thanks to the ancestors who made it possible for us to be here. Because y'all know, we've been through some things. Our folks been through some things that we don't know nothing about. We've seen the pictures of it. But y'all young people, y'all better listen. The universe has something in store for you, and you can't get it if you're not listening. Because the ancestors are trying to tell you. But you got to be quiet. You got to take the earplugs out just for a few minutes. And when you do, when you are prepared to give your ancestors a salute, this is what we're going to do. A little dash of frankincense this morning. If you don't know what oils are about, that's frankincense. Look it up. Get you some. You should have a cabinet full of oils. Everybody should have oils because oils are essential. Why? They are essential to our being, our health and wealth. Bam! Rub it in your hands as we get ready to connect with those who came before us to make our way possible. Ooh, I just clapped and smelled. Ooh. Oh, yes. Frankincense. Y'all ready? Here we go. Oh, they told me to do that before I did the dirt. Now I'll do the dirt. They always talking. You just got to be quiet long enough to listen, because those who came before us have gone back to earth, and we connect with the Mother Earth by keeping some earth in the house. And they get a little thirsty sometimes, so we just give them a little water, a little something. All right. We give thanks for our ancestors. Thank you for all that you have been through and all that we're going to not go through because of you. We give thanks because of you. We can. Ashe. And so it is. And so it is that we take this precious time in the morning to arm ourselves with a power you can't get anywhere else but right here on Monday Morning Mindfulness, because the power is in here. It's not out there. They want you to believe it, but it ain't true. I'm here to tell you. And all you got to do is tap into it. And that's what we're about to do right now. Ooh, I smelled it again. Okay, and from time to time, you're going to hear a little. Don't be alarmed as you're breathing in and breathing out. That is simply a reminder for you to focus on your breath. So when you inhale, I need you to feel that your chest is moving. Your chest should expand as you breathe out. Go back. All right. Ready? All right, let's do it. Sit up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor. If you got some tea, drink it now, because you're not going to be able to drink it in a few minutes. I usually drink Coke Through with hot. Today it's warm because it's hot outside. And it tastes good. I always drink it hot. Never knew what it tastes like. Anyway, I digress. So let us inhale deeply through the nose. To the count of 4. Hold it. And release. That's all we're doing is breathing. That's how you tap in. Just be quiet. Tap in. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And blow it out through your nose. Once more. Inhale deeply. Bring those arms up. Clap them. And let it out. And feel. I want you to feel your breath moving through your body. Why are you looking at me? You should be looking at the inside of your eyelids. So close your eyes and let's breathe together. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. This time as we breathe in, let's bring the arms up. And clap, 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 because we are starting the lymphatic process this morning, moving things around and around, get the blood flowing, the heart beating maybe just a little bit faster. Doors of the jungle, watch out for that tree. I know. My upbringing. Somebody had to be funny, I guess it is. What happened when you baby girl in the family, right? Pat, 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 pat. Waking up that lymphatic system, because it's going to sleep all night just like you have. You want to get things flowing, moving to the heart, liver, lungs, spleen, spine, all that good stuff. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And continue patting on the chest, on the breast, on the stomach, on the sides, on the hips, on the back, on the buttocks, and the back. Yeah. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. Continue patting those legs, those thighs, the knees, and now the legs and the ankles. Feel free to pat those feet like you're jogging in place. You can't get to them like I can't right now, just run in place. Because you've got everything circulating, feeling good. Feeling good this morning? Yeah, let me see you feeling good. Say yeah! Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And continue breathing in breathing out, feeling the breath moving through your body and allowing the spirit of love and joy and compassion to be your inner circle. So breathe in, hold it, and as we breathe out, giving thanks for the power of the breath, that we are always at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Let's take one more long, last deep inhale deeply. And bring your head down, chin to chest. And slowly rotate that head to the left. And slowly around to the back. And slowly around to the head up. Inhale deeply. And turn that head to the right. Feeling a stretch on the left side of the neck. Does that feel good? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring your head back. Inhale deeply. And turn your head to the left. Feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Head back. Inhale. And now put your head to the back. And bring it around to the left. Around to the front. And then around to the side. Head straight up. Inhale deeply. Head down. Around to the right. And slowly around to the back. And back around to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. And simply enjoy this quiet time with yourself, for yourself, by yourself, because chances are at some point during the day, you will not have this quiet time for yourself, because people, places, and things will come into your life. And baby, you be on the last straw too. But that's okay, because when you feel that way, you know what it's time to do? It's time to stop and breathe. If you got to close your eye, if madness is right here, all up in your grill, you simply look at it, know that it's not real, and it's a test. And all you do is take a long, deep breath through your nose, and they're going to look at you like you done lost your last mind, but you don't care, because you are protecting the armor that you have been armed with. It's Dr. Maya Angelou, the late Dr. Maya Angelou, would say, before you face the day, face the spirit, the God that is within you, whatever you choose to call it. Know that it's there to protect you. It doesn't matter what they do out here, baby. It doesn't matter. If you have got the spirits, the ancestors working with you, baby, can't nobody hurt you. That's just to give it. So I hope you enjoyed that this morning, and I also hope that you will enjoy the work that we do here at the Higher Learning Network. And I hope that you will share that with someone, because somebody somewhere needs it today. And very shortly, my guest will be here, Miss Courtney Rose, and she will be sharing with us some crucial information to help us get through this craziness that we're experiencing. And right now, everyone is experiencing a little craziness. And this is what we do at the Higher Learning Network. This is one of the things that we do. We find it necessary to not wait on the powers that be, and to go feed them weekly. Well, that's what we do. So I just want to share that with you. And this is a little bit of the work that we do. Quick note for mute, that might help, huh? I'm sorry. Can't do the music thing here. We fed them fish and fries and French fries this weekend, so I had to go to Aldi's and get some French fries because I didn't feel like cutting them up. Okay, yeah. So this was our second stop. Lower Wacker Drive is where a lot of people are, and a lot of people don't know that there is an underground place where people live right here in Chicago, and they don't have anything. And I just don't understand how people can walk by people who don't have anything and just need a smile or a hug or something to eat. Something to eat. A sandwich. So when you go walk out the door today, take a sandwich, take something. If it ain't but a cookie or a donut or something, because they're always asking for something sweet. Just take something. And if you find it in your heart to be humane, the information is scrolling below. You can donate care packages for people in need and tax deductible donations to our unhoused via Cash App. Zelda Speaks, the number 2. Venmo is Higher Learning Network NFP. Zelle is zeldaspeaks@gmail.com, and PayPal higherlearningnw@yahoo.com. So that is available for you to join us in our humanitarian efforts to make things right. Now that I can let you see.
I finished the bread. What's wrong?
There's no music.
Can't go wrong. Nice and hot for you for a cool day. Our first plate. Oh, found the ketchup and the bread, so getting the...
See, all that stuff costs.
Alrighty, it is Friday, and let's see if anybody is down here today, so we can feed them. And nope, I think it's covered up. Alrighty.
One more. There's a guy there who needs some first out. Anyway, that's who we are, and that's what we do here.
They don't know I can't see them when they don't stick their head down. So.
And we ask.
Here you go, sir.
That if you can find it in your heart, share that. Share this video to somebody and tell them to take a sandwich with them. We're just asking you to open your heart. That's all. Just open your heart. If you can open your heart, yes, I can. The amazing things that happen to you, because we have had some things happen to us. It's like nobody's going to believe this. So I just have to show it to them. The blessings that come your way. And we weren't doing this for this is the first time ever. Oh, this is the first time ever. We are on.
You got the last plate. Thank you for being here today. Got some juice and some snacks for you. Like some food too.
We have never run out of plates on Lower Wacker Drive because people drift a lot. So there's usually maybe just a little bit over a couple of dozen down there. And then sometimes we get there and there's just a dozen. And sometimes we get there and there's more than we anticipate. So we always have some extra stored in some aluminum foil. We always have something extra. So extra people show up. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's what I'm doing to keep people from going crazy, so I don't go crazy. So I just want to share that with you. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, your energy this morning. Just go to higherlearningnetwork.org if you want to donate to the homeless. Oh, and by the way, yes, they are tax deductible. And we have some comments here this morning. Grand Rising Sister, ready to breathe deeply. Yes, honey, we got to breathe because that's where our power is. They keep us everywhere, focused, but everywhere but the breath. So that's what we do. And Brother Lawrence Lenoir says, we are our brother's keeper. Yes, we are, because if we aren't, when we turned that as kids, I thought we were. Just check it. Sandra Brinson. Hi, Sandra. Good work. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning on Monday Morning Mindfulness. I need you to go to our YouTube page while I have you here. And I have a set of files, video, I should say. And there's 4 of them. So there they are. Can you see that? How to stop worrying. 19 seconds, 29 seconds, 39 seconds, and 59 seconds. I need you to go to this page where it says Higher Learning TV show. Higher Learning Network Interview. Scroll down. See, I want you to watch those 4 videos when you get time. Not today. I mean, not right now, but I want you to watch those in your quiet time. Take you a couple of minutes. And then I want you to vote which one you think is best. The 19, the 29, the 39, or the 59. Can you do that for me? If you can do that for me, please type in yes. I greatly appreciate it. And while you are doing that, I want to share with you some more information. But right now, I've got to let you know that we've got some information here for you that just might be of interest to you. So stay close, we'll be right back. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
The Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Woodlawn's premier summer event, returns to 61st Street between Cottage Grove and King Drive, Saturday, August 9th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us for another celebration of literary works by and about the Black experience, featuring children's books, fiction books, and non-fiction works by local and international authors. The main stage will host an entertainment lineup second to none, with Pari Lemuel, Aniba and the Soul Stars, and the mesmerizing Moo Moo Fresh. Special guest, DJ Celeste. The community stage features a variety of family-friendly performances, such as DJ sets produced by IC Music, an organization that trains and promotes blind audio engineers. All this and more, Saturday, August 9th, free and open to all. Be there. Visit SoulfulChicagoBookFair.com for more information.
This is the smartest boss in the world. He takes watermelon rinds that everyone else throws away, turns them into pickles, and sells them for a high price. Customers who don't know what they're eating can't get enough because it's actually delicious. So how's it made? As soon as the watermelons are ripe, workers harvest them right away. They're big, sweet, and super cheap. In fact, in China, people say you can buy 60 watermelons for just $10. Most folks eat the juicy red part and toss the rind in the trash. But not this boss. He sees value where others see waste. waste. He collects truckloads of discarded rinds. Then he cuts off the tough green skin and keeps only the crunchy white part in the middle. He slices it thin, sprinkles it with salt, and lets the salt draw out the moisture. Then he squeezes out any remaining water by hand. After that, the slices are laid out on bamboo trays to dry in the sun. Once they're fully dried, they're paper thin and ready to be sealed in bags for long-term storage. Some say these dried rinds can last up to 10 years without spoiling. When it's time to eat, just soak them in water overnight. They plump up, regain their crunch, and are ready to flavor. He mixes them with different spices and sauces, letting the flavor soak deep into the rind. Take one bite. It's sour, spicy, and super refreshing. The texture is crispier than cucumber and chewier than radish. Would you give it a try?
Won't you give it a try? Who knew? Who knew that you could do all that with watermelons? I certainly didn't know it. Well, you can try that on your own. But right now, it is time for us to get into the discussion because my phenomenal guest is here with us this morning. Coming to the stage is the one and only Courtney Rose. Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you for being here with me this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here with everyone.
Let me tell everyone how I met this lovely lady at the Westside Ministers Coalition monthly networking meeting where I hosted for Dr. Felice Bigney. And when she stood up and said what her company does in the midst of the madness that is going on in this world, I said, honey, you have got to come on the podcast and talk about it. And then it dawned on me that the show for today fits perfectly because our women are losing their minds. Thank God for you and Safe Families for Children. How did you even get started with this? Whose idea? How did this happen?
Well, I got started with Safe Families almost 2 years ago. I was looking for a job, and I have a background that is in Bible, it's in working for the church, it's in building community and volunteers, and I was looking for a job, and this one came up, and I was like, I've never heard of this organization before, but I think it would be a perfect fit. And so when I, started looking into the position more and started looking into what Safe Families for Children is and does, I realized this deep resonance inside of me in terms of what my values are and the values of this organization. So Safe Families for Children has actually been around for a little over 20 years here in Chicago. It started here in Chicago on the north side. If you're familiar with Lydia Home, it's a residential foster care facility on Irving Park Road. And the founder of Safe Families is actually the executive director of Lydia Home. And he realized that in order for him to actually step in and help parents, there would need to be a case of neglect and abuse before he could help them. And he realized that doesn't make any sense that our system would be set up that we can't step in until something bad has happened to children and parents. Yeah. And so he had this idea of well, what if we just start taking in kids to help stabilize their parents and keep the kids safe before something bad happens. And in fact, he had a parent come to him whose child had been in Lydia Home, had been involved in the foster care system. And she said, look, I just need a month. I just need somebody to take my kids for a month and help me out so that I can do what I need to do. I don't need my children removed from me. I just need a little time to kind of focus on what I need to focus on. And he went and talked to his wife, and they had been foster parents at the time. And they said, okay, let's take these kids, because if we don't, what's going to happen to them? And so he and his wife really saw this area of space for service. And being a Christian, being a person of faith, he started seeing wow, there's more kids that need this help. And he started asking his family members, can you take in a kid? He started reaching out to his church small group. Could you take in a kid? And so it's kind of built from that idea of like, let's not wait until something happens to these children. Let's prevent abuse and neglect altogether for these children. Let's prevent children and parents having to engage with the foster care system at all. So that's what we do at Safe Families. Like from that idea, it has moved out to be, it truly is a movement. This is an idea. The idea is like, let's keep kids safe and let's keep families together. And let's do that by, and what we do is like radically activate the church and the community to do the things that, as a person of faith, as a Christian, believe are central to what Jesus's teachings are, which are to like live out the gospel radically. And that means that like you invite somebody into your home, you take care of the widow and the orphan in your midst. And we don't have a ton of widows and orphans in the same way that, in ancient biblical times that people don't have zero rights anymore. But like, we really believe that a single mom is kind of like a modern day widow. And that an orphan is like, can be these children in the foster care system. Oh. And so that is us living out like these mandates of the scripture to do this. And so we do partner with churches. That's where we get a lot of our volunteers from, is churches. And then we have built out our network of support through churches. And what we do is we get churches and people of faith and people who care about taking care of their community in a radical way. And we invite them to, go through a pretty rigorous vetting process. Mm-hmm. And training process, but it's not to the same extent as something like foster care. This is truly a volunteer thing that people are a part of. You're not compensated for this. You are volunteering and serving your community. And a lot of times it looks like we are placing children in your home for a temporary amount of time. Right now in Cook County, the average length of hosting, we call it hosting, not placements, is 3 weeks. But, a lot of them are also just 1 week. I had a little girl for a weekend last weekend. Some go longer than the 3 weeks, but we really try to keep them pretty short because our goal at the end of the day is to get these children, get the parents stabilized, have them work on what they need to work on, get the support that these parents need, and have the children eventually go back home, because we believe that in most situations, children are going to do best if they're with their parents and they're with their family. Mm. And so how do we strengthen a family to be able to parent their own children and do it effectively?
Wow. So this is not an overnight stay. This is a 3-week stay, you're saying, when the children...
It really depends. It's case by case because everybody needs something different. Okay. On average, we're looking at 3 weeks, but like my family, because I'm a volunteer, I work for Safe Families, but my family also hosts. I also do something called another volunteer role called family friending, where I'm assigned with a mom and I am her friend. And I walk alongside of her. I am part of her support system because so many of these parents, and you don't have to come from an under-resourced community to find parents who aren't well connected or don't have networks of support. Mm-hmm. Having networks of support is vital to creating a resilient parent. And there are many parents who are even come from affluent positions who they don't have people that they can call, but maybe they can hire somebody to call. You know what I mean? Like you can pay for your community to join you. You can pay for a nanny. You can pay for teachers. You can pay for tutors and things like that. But if you're not in a position to do that, who's gonna step in with you? And so a lot of our hostings, we call them, they can be overnight. They can be for a couple of days. If mom is giving birth in the hospital, that's not 3 weeks, right?
No, they're kicking her out the next day.
They could, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it just depends on what mom or dad really needs. So yeah.
Well, that's good to know because I didn't know that there were lengthy stays. I thought they were all overnight or 2, 3, 4 days. So yeah, but like you said, it just depends on the situation. And those situations do change from time to time, as seen here in Tyler Perry's Straw, the official trailer. So let's take a look at it. If you have not seen it, you need to go see it.
I didn't mean to do this. Something inside of me broke. I told them I need my money to get my daughter's medicine. She's sick. I just need to cash my check, that's all. No! Please, come on out. I just want to do what's right for my baby. Lock the door. Tell him close the room. We need to figure this out. I don't want you to get hurt. I got put out today. We have nowhere to live. And that man robbed me. I need it for my daughter. You want to kill me? You want to blame me for robbing this bank, and I didn't do it. You can't help me. Nobody ever helped me. This is bad, Janaya. This is not your average bank robbery. This is about giving her a chance.
No.
It's like you had a lot to get over today.
And that is what really stuck out to me. She said, nobody ever helps me. Nobody ever helps me. And I'm thinking to myself, how many women are saying that repeatedly over and over and over again until they snap?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. When she was showing the the bank teller, that she wasn't trying to rob the bank. They were so fearful that they couldn't even hear her or understand. Did you see the movie?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Well, please do get a chance to watch it, because that will help you see things you see things differently anyway, because that's why you're here. But it was just so heart-wrenching to know that exists. I mean, I know it exists because I've raised children. I raised my sister's children. I don't have biological children, but I had a support. My mom was never there. She was at work, but we had other sisters and brothers, so we had support. What do you do when you have no support?
Right. That's exactly the case, is that I think a lot of people would be surprised to discover that there are many parents who truly do not have anybody to call. If you have the blessing of a big family, or a supportive family, or you have a network of maybe people in your neighborhood or from your church, and you feel like, yeah, it's hard, but I've got people that I can call on. That's a really beautiful blessing to have in our day and age. But, a couple of years ago, the Surgeon General actually came out saying that the latest epidemic that our country is facing is actually isolation and loneliness. And that seems crazy to me, that is where the state of our country is, that the real health concern right now is that people do not have networks. They do not go do things. They do not have people that they can call. And there's so many of these parents, and for a lot of different reasons. It's not always an easy answer as to why they don't have support, but they don't have people to call. And so what do you do when your baby gets sick?
Yeah.
And you have to go to work, but they're sick and you can't send them to daycare. And so you make the decision, do I leave them with kind of like an unsafe ex-boyfriend, or do, sometimes parents will just kind of leave their kids at home alone. Or maybe they say, okay, well, I have to stay home and take care of my child, but that means they're going to lose their job. And if they lose their job, they can't pay rent. And if they can't pay rent, they're now homeless.
Right.
And what would it look like if they just had one person that they could call and say, I'm in a tough spot right now. I just need somebody to watch my baby so I can go to work. This is how we have these cycles of poverty and situations that eventually can lead to abuse or neglect if they continue, or if you do not have a robust and healthy system to help support you. So that's what we do. And it's just is so true that so many people, and like I'm saying, it's not just certain neighborhoods that have this problem. Everybody is facing isolation and loneliness. Like I did a hosting for a little boy, and like, this is so true. I went and picked this little boy up from a high rise downtown in the Loop, and his mom came out, name brand everything. And she simply did not have anybody to watch her child while she had a medical procedure.
Wow.
And like, she didn't have, her family lived on the East Coast. She just like needed to have this emergency medical procedure, couldn't get anybody to watch her child. And like, she did not have a robust system here to help support her. And she, put her child in hosting too, just so she could get this procedure done.
Oh, wow. That is the things that mothers go through. I mean, life was simple when we were kids. It's not like that now. That village means everything.
Right.
So the village, we're going to have to take our last break. But before we do, if you'd like to call in at 727-731-5192, we'd love to hear what you have to say. And we just want to remind you that anything that you hear on the show that you can't remember, you can always go to our blog, which is tumblr.com, Higher Learning TV Show. And I sometimes forget to say, just go to our website, higherlearningnetwork.org, and go on the upper right-hand side, and there's the blogs and all that good stuff. And we will get back to you. And in the meantime, in between time, check this out.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
Hi, I'm Brandon. Hi, I'm Akil. And you're watching the Betty Shabazz podcast training on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing. And thank you for joining us back here on this last segment of Monday Morning Mindfulness with my guest, Courtney Rose from safefamilies.org. Girl, thank you. Thank us for this opportunity to just be of service, to be the village that single mothers need. And I know you've got some calls on the line, 727-731-5192. I do believe that is my sister from another Miss Star. That would be Vieta. Vieta, unmute yourself. I can barely hear you. Nope, I can't hear you at all. You've got my number. Call me on my phone because I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, you're very, very low. Can you turn up volume or anything like that? Yeah. Okay, well, don't worry. Hang up and just call me back on my phone. You got the number. Vieta is the host of Soul Purpose Healing, which comes on Sundays at 8 p.m. On YouTube, and she's a former member of she's still a member of the Female Solution. She's just operating at different times now, and you can find her on Soul Purpose Healing on YouTube, as well as what's it called? I'm having a brain. Okay, Viata's calling me on my line. Apologize for that. Viata, I got you loud and clear. What's the name of your shows on and the dates?
Friday morning at 9 is Health and Well-Being with Viata, and then Sunday is Soul Purpose Healing at 8 p.m.
All right.
On my YouTube channel, Viata's Tiny House Village, because I am a tiny house village liver.
Can you hear her?
Can you hear who?
Yeah, you. Go ahead. You loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank your guest because she really did educate me on a solution that's happening. When I watched the movie last night, or I watched half of it one night and the other half last night, I kept thinking, oh no, this is the problem.
Did we just lose you? Oh, okay, go ahead.
So thank you, Zelda, for bringing a guest on to introduce or talk about the solution is getting the community involved to help mothers, especially single moms and families with this challenge. So I want to just thank Courtney for her volunteer work and for educating us this morning.
Yes.
On a solution, because I didn't really want to watch Straw because I see that on social media every day. That's the problem. And I think another part of the solution, educate young people, young women and men on how not to get in these situations with their partner. We have to start educating the youth how to be not to be promiscuous, but to be celibate, because we don't have the healthy relationships that will create healthy families. Mm-hmm. So I think that's another solution that we have to talk about, how we educate our children. And I hope Naima Latif's School of Peace will incorporate that. I'm sure she will incorporate that training and that education for our youth. Some of the parents, I just don't have too much hope for. It's just such a huge problem that my focus is let's get to the youth and educate them on how to prevent this. So thank you, Courtney, for all the work you're doing. You are such an angel in Chicago.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear too that we started here in Chicago, but we are in over 40 states, 120 cities, and we are also international. Wow. So check out and see if you have a chapter near you in Florida, because I do know that we have a presence in Florida. And one of the things that you're saying there, this is about relationship. Sometimes it does look like that we are hosting a child, but we love it if children don't have to go into hosting. That can be traumatic to a child. So what if we can just walk alongside the parent, help parent gets to stay at home, parent gets what they need. And so we do call that role family friending. Not everybody can host, but a lot of people can just enter into a relationship with a parent. And that is so deeply impactful that it's kind of like mentorship, but just friendship.
Yes. More involvement. We need more involvement with the community, the family. What happens to the village to raise a child? And that's what I kept thinking about when I was watching Straw. It's like, where's her village? Where's her village? And we need to promote that in our youth, train them to build a village. If you're going to have babies, you need to build a village.
Yeah. And do that while you're pregnant, but they don't know that. So we have to teach them that's our responsibility. Naima Latif says Naima Latif says this is why what you do, Zelda, with the homeless and what you do, Courtney, with families in crisis is so critical for our society. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Because we can't wait on anybody. We're the ones
Right.
we've been waiting for. We got to do the work. So thank you so very much for that, Naima Latif. And if you have any comments, now's the time to get them in, because we're about to go off the air. Evangelist Kashif, sweetie sister, what can I talk with you, maybe? Okay, you can reach me at 312-383-9749, or just go to higherlearningnetwork.org. And Lawrence Lenoir says, great interview. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you for always being a faithful follower. And if you would like to give us a closing statement before we get out of here, Miss Courtney, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
And when are you coming back? Because we need you back.
Yeah, and honestly, anytime, would love to be here. What a great time to jump on. I just want to say that if you know a parent in crisis, we do have an intake line that you can call, and you can give that phone number out, or you can go to our website, safefamilies.org. There's a menu that can come down that says get help. There's a form that you can fill out. So if you know somebody that maybe they're on the brink of crisis or they're in crisis, you can share that information. But also on top of that, if you are I know that so many people are doing this work already in their community. They are taking care of grandkids. They are taking care of nieces and nephews. And so I know it's a hard ask. So we are specifically on the west side of Chicago, we are trying to develop a different way of doing Safe Families that might be more accessible for volunteers and families. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to chat. But on top of that, if you have connections with churches or faith groups in your community, I want to meet your pastor. I want to talk with whoever's in charge of women's ministry at your church. I want to talk to your children's pastor, because we really believe that this work is urgent. And we also believe that Safe Families is on the precipice of doing something big with growth and making a huge impact on the community. So I'd love that contact. And then on top of that, the last thing I'd ask, if you are a praying person, will you pray for Safe Families? Will you pray for the work that we are doing? Will you pray for these parents and for these children and this loneliness epidemic? If you've got a prayer ministry at your church, I want Safe Families on it. I'll come and talk to you. I'll give you things to pray about. We are desperate for God to be doing something, and for him to lead this movement. And wondering, would you be a part of this movement too? So thank you so much, Zelda, for letting me be here. I'll come back whenever you ask. This was so fun.
I want to say on a quarterly basis, but it looks like it needs to be more often than that, because the more that you're on, the more people will hear this message, and we want them to subscribe. So what we're going to do is place this information on our blog, which I showed you earlier, and all you have to do is go to higherlearningnetwork.org, and the information will be there. Any updates you want to send me, I can always post them on our blog. So Courtney, thank you so much. I know you got a busy day. You had to get the family out to school this morning, and everybody's off to. So thank us for you being here, for sharing this information. And for our listeners and viewers, I need you to forward this video. I need you to stay connected, because if we don't do it, it's not going to get done. And we're going to see more chaos and confusion. We're going to see more broken straws, and we don't want that. Okay?
Right.
All righty. So thank you, Courtney. We greatly appreciate you, and we'll see you real soon.
Thanks. Bye.
You have a great day. And for our viewing audience, I want you to stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned as I get my last comments up here. Lance Lenoir says, we have to be village-minded because we are the village. If we don't take care of it, who will? Nobody. That's why we got to do the work. So you need to call at least one person today, and ask them, did they watch the video? And if they didn't watch the video, it's not too late. But in the meantime, in between time, you can watch this and let me know what you think.
The Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Woodlawn's premier summer event, returns to 61st Street between Cottage Grove and King Drive, Saturday, August 9th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us for another celebration of literary works by and about the Black experience, featuring children's books, fiction books, and nonfiction works by local and international authors. The main stage will host the entertainment lineup second to none, with Taraji Lemuel, Aniba and the Soul Stars, and the mesmerizing Moo Moo Fresh. Special guest, DJ Celeste. The community stage features a variety of family-friendly performances, such as DJ sets produced by IC Music, an organization that trains and promotes blind audio engineers. All this and more, Saturday, August 9th, free and open to all. Be there. Visit soulfulchicagobookfair.com for more information.
And we'll be there broadcasting live. So you be sure and join us there and share the good news. And if you'd like to have your own podcast, we can teach you how to do that too.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
Hi, I'm Brandon. Hi, I'm Akil. And you're watching the Betty Shabazz podcast training on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
And you can stop worrying today. All you got to do is go to higherlearningnetwork.org and sign up, and we'll send you the ebook. It's a brand new ebook, and it's available for you. Higherlearningnetwork.org. Be sure and tune in tomorrow, Gathering of the Griot with Asada, right here at 7 a.m. on the Female Solution. And be sure and check out my girl Effie Rolfe on urbanpraiseradio.org. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned. You'll be glad you did.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling. There's a handsome man coming my way. Oh, there is a handsome man coming my way. Hi there. What's your name?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Tony. And what I want you to do for me is, if you have Xfinity TV, tune in to the Higher Learning Network Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 p.m., Xfinity TV channel 19.